Hello traders, let us now take a look at what are the support and resistance areas that we have for tomorrow. So if we are looking at the monthly chart, this was our monthly ATR line at 90.5. We actually went around 7 points above that and then got rejected. However, there is no bearish movement on this chart even at this point of time. So there is a possibility that we will break out of this ATR line and keep going up. There are 2 more weeks left in this particular month. So based on that, I am still thinking that either it will have a trading range somewhere in this area where it will fluctuate between 2 price points, or otherwise it will break out of this monthly ATR line and keep on going to the upside. One more thing that we need to keep in mind is that if this was the last pullback that we had and we want to do a 1:1 of that, the target for that particular move will be at 59.47. But for that, we will have different other support and resistances on the upside. Now, at this point of time, this is uncharted territory, right? We have never seen these prices. So we will have to go with the fib levels that we have. And then we will look at our generic support and resistance areas that we have in each 100 of ES mini. And we will play it accordingly. And we will measure our moves, we'll measure our legs. And that is how we will get our plays. Now, if we are breaking down, we have to come below that 5755 line. Once we come below that 5755 line, we will have the 553436 area once again. And below that, we can come down to this 5721 and the 5718 area. And if the market keeps on falling, then the next target on the monthly chart will be around the 5670 area again. But since this move is so strong at this point, I do not think that the bulls are letting it go easily, and we will keep going to the upside. Once we get above this 5800 area, 5802 to the 07 area, again we will target 11 to 13, and then this 31 area, maybe this 87 area. We will talk about more areas of resistance as we go farther down through the time frames. So after the monthly chart, let us now take a look at the weekly chart. If you look at the bigger picture, this was the channel in which the weekly chart was moving. We broke down the channel for the first time. We went back in, we pulled back again, and now we are having the second leg to the upside. We are in the second leg currently. We have to also remember that this was the wedge that started the sell off for the last time. So if we continue to go up, maybe we will come up to this 5898 area, and then before we get rejected once again. If we are again looking at the ATR from last week, we were at 215 points, and from the bottom of this particular week, we have come up 133 points. And if we want to get to the 218 points to the upside, we will come to this 5894 area. So that 589498 area may be highly possible in the next couple of days. Also, the other thing is just the way we found out the measured move on the upside based on the pullback. If this pullback is going to get a 1:1, that will bring us to the 6011 area. So based on these measured moves on the monthly and the weekly chart, along with this particular weekly ATR, the 5890 area may be very easily achieved by the bulls. Now, in order for that move to play out, we need to get above the previous ATH, we need to get above the current ATH, and we have to hold these areas. If you see this 5797 to the 5785 area, this has been where there has been sellers. I should not say sellers, maybe this is where the bulls were taking some profit. So as the day moves tomorrow, I would like to see price get above these areas, and then I will try to see if the market is moving to the upside. As we go down through the time frames, we will see what are the support and resistance areas that we have at this point of time. But it will be prudent to keep the mother bar fib on this particular pullback bar in order to see if we can get to this 33% extension, which is at 5822, and then the 50% extension will be at 5870, and finally we can get up to this 6010 area. Now, these targets may not be achievable by the end of this week, right? So it may take another couple of weeks, some pullbacks as well, in order for the price to come and hit these lines. Now, on the downside, if we are not able to cross over the 87 line, but we come below this 5760 to the 5756 areas, these lines, the next support area will be at the 5743, and we can even come and visit this 5731 area. This may be a very good area of support, the 31 to the 21 area, because this is the breakout line, and the price may come down, test the breakout line, and then keep going to the upside once again. As long as these breakout lines are not breaking breaking down, there will be no serious movement by the bears to the downside. And if these lines break out, we can find ourselves on the 5713 to the lower 5700s basically once again. So that is all that we have on the weekly chart at this point. Let us now move on to the daily chart. Now, looking at the daily chart, it gives me a much more conservative target for tomorrow. We can actually come up to this 5836 area based on this pullback bar that we had. So if you see here what happened, we had the first leg up, we had the second leg up. Now we are basically in the third leg up. We have created a new ATH, but in order to get to this 5836 area, we need to get above the ATH, hold this area, and then keep moving to the upside. If the bulls are really strong, I would like to see a trading range being created somewhere between the 80s and the 40s, and then in the morning we get the final push to the upside. However, if we fail this 57.55, we can come and test this 5738 to 40 area once again, which is the other breakout. I am expecting that if the price comes down here, bulls will be present here again to push the market up. We will have to also keep in mind that this is the trend line that we have on the daily. So if it comes down here, the trend line will meet the daily at the 5700s. And that move may be possible if we are breaking down this 3840 area, the 2118, the 21 to the 18 area, and then keep coming to the downside. We will also keep this particular wedge line on this daily chart, and if you see, this wedge line is exactly parallel to this. So this is the channel that we have. We were already at the top of the channel. We broke out of the channel and failed. Now we have to see whether there is enough momentum while we are breaking out of this channel once again, or if we do not break out of this channel, we may come to the 50% of this channel. Let's take a look at what line that comes to. So the 50% of this channel will be somewhere at the 5746 area, which is very close to the low of today. So we may get some bounce from there at the 574546 areas, and then we can keep moving to the upside once again. So this is the midpoint of the channel, and we will have to keep in mind that this 4546 area needs to be broken down. If that breaks down, we will come down to this 5730 areas. If we do not bounce from here, there will be further move down. But even if we are coming down, I will keep on looking for false breakdowns in these areas. And then the market can take us up and get to the highs once again. Now, if we are looking at the intraday 4-hour chart, here we will see that there has been another new 4-hour mother bar that has been created here, right? And if we see that the 1:1 of this particular mother bar will be at the 5833 area, which actually coincides with the levels that we saw on the daily and the weekly charts as well. But because of the strong inside bar, and if we take out the bottom of this inside bar, we can actually have a couple of legs down, and then the market can push back up again. Primarily, I want to see that the market is above the 5780 area and holding this area. It may create a trading range here, but I do not want the market to fall below this 5760 area overnight. Now, if we are trying to count legs, we had a new low that got created here below this previous low. And after that, we have been in a 4-hour micro channel. This is the first reversal attempt. Now, this is the second reversal attempt. So this is the L2 or the second entry short. So if the market keeps coming down here from 5771, 5770, and we break down the bottom of this particular candle, we can come and do a double bottom in this 5749 area. We also need to remember that this is the exact location where the midpoint of the daily channel lies. Now, this is the tight channel line that we have on the 4-hour chart. It may not be easy to break this down at this point, but if we are getting below this inside bar, then it is possible that overnight we will get a couple of legs to the downside based on the 4-hour chart. Again, on the 4-hour chart, this 55.75 line will become very important. Again, on the 4-hour chart, this 55.75 line will be very important. We broke it out, we retested below it, and then we went back up again. Now, if the price does not fall below this inside bar and goes up again above this, then we will be starting the next leg. And if we want to do a measured move of this particular bar to the upside, that will take us to the 5820 area, which also coincides with the previous 1:1 4-hour mother bar target. On the downside, if we are breaking down and holding this 5755 area, we can very easily come and test this breakout area at 5736. provided we get below the midpoint of that daily channel. And after that, we can come to this 3.7 to the 2.5 or the 2.1 area where I am expecting there will be bulls again. We also have to remember that this is 27.5 is where the 4-hour EMA is there. Right now, we have 6 candles that have moved away from the 4-hour EMA. It is also possible that we keep on moving sideways. We create a trading range here, and then the 4-hour EMA catches up with the price once again. But that is something that we have to see. We cannot state at this point of time in which direction the price is going to move, but we will come back again tomorrow morning and see how the overnight sessions have treated the price, and we will also take a look at how the market has reacted to the 8:30 a.m. news, provided if there is any, and then we will also see what happens in bar 6 and 7 after the 10 o'clock news items come out. Based on the current 4-hour chart, this is just a pullback and we are in a very bullish mode. We may have a little bit of pullback, but then again, we will have to look for the wedges, the break of the higher lows, and then we will see if the market is going up once again. Let us now take a look at the 1-hour chart. This was the last 1-hour mother bar that we had. And today we got a 1:1 of that target to the upside to the 77.75 area. And even after that, we went back up another 20 points. However, at this point of time on the hourly chart, we do have 3 bars which are consecutively bearish. So now we will have to see if we are breaking down this 5761 area. If we break down this 5761 area, we may come down to this 5755 area again to retest this support, and we can also test the bottom of today, which is at 5748. Now, if we are breaking down from here, it is highly probable we will come and test this breakout area at the 5738 or the 5740 area, but we need to see what the price does when it hits the EMA at the 5762. So we have around 21 bars right now which has not touched the EMA. So the expectation is once it comes down to the EMA, there will be bulls there again who will be willing to push the price up. And we also have to keep in mind that this is the kind of channel line that we have. We came below this channel line, and I am expecting that as we keep getting above, and once we are above this 5790 area, and as soon as we are above this 90 area again, it will be very easy for the bulls to take the price to the all-time high once again and move back up from there. Now let us take a look at what are the different support and resistance areas that we can have on the upside. Now on the upside, these will be the different generic support and resistance areas. This is the big route number at 5800. Above that, we will have resistance at 5805 to 07, and then we will find resistance between 10 and 15. Above that, we can get to the 18 to the 24 area, and then we will come to this 33. After that, this next line will be 40, followed by 47 to 50, 5868, and then 73 to 76. And after that, we can have the 5888 line, followed by the 94 to the 96, and then we can finally come to the 5900. So these are the different generic support and resistance areas that I have found works out very well, and these are the normal areas which has been holding prices in every 100 of ES Mini. Now, we also need to keep in mind that this was the wedge line that we broke out. We broke out of it, we failed, but then we broke out of it again and got another leg to the upside. Now, if we are failing this wedge line, we will have to see that we are below this particular candle that took out this particular wedge for the last time. And we have a double bottom here, which is again at 5761. So I'm hoping that this 5761 to the 5755 area will hold, and then the market will keep bouncing here again. We had an inside bar right here, so this is a mother bar to this inside bar at this point. So we will have to see overnight how far the price has drawn down, or whether it has created a trading range in this area, and based on that we will be able to make our plans for tomorrow. The same thing that we saw earlier, that if we are breaking down this 5755 to this 48 area, or maybe to the 46 area, we will come and test this 5737 or the 38 to the 40 area, and below that we can come to these breakout areas between 5726 and 24, and then finally we can come down and overlap with the body of this particular bull flag, and we can get to the lower 5700s as well. But if this is the kind of move that we see tomorrow, then I will be really cautious about the bullish side, because then we can come and see these lows once again and then break it down and come down further. Now looking at the 5-minute chart, this is the major low that created this new high that we got. So that is why I am thinking that the 60 to the 61 area will have bulls once again. If we break that down and if we break this 5755 line as well, we can very easily come and test this area. And if there are no bulls here, we will come down to these lines once again. This is a new line that got created. This was the strongest bar that we had. So we can come down to the 5740 to the 5732 area. We will find good support here again between 35 and 36, and then finally we can come down to the 5732 to the 24 areas as well. Now if we are breaking this down and we are not bouncing from here, so this is the line that I am interested about. This was one of the lines which I had in mind today as well in the morning. So if we do not bounce from here, then it is probable that the price will actually slide down somewhere between 5706 and 5702. We are in a bullish market at this point of time, and we do not know at which point there will be bulls coming out. So we will have to keep on looking for the number of attempts that the market has made to come down. We will count our legs, we'll count the number of points the market has moved, and look for the structures, the wedges, the double bottoms, the double tops, and look for a failed breakdown and see if the market is able to take us back up again. Now, one more thing, this can be a head and shoulder structure, right? This is a complex shoulder, this is the head, and this is another leg that is forming. I would consider the neckline to be in this 5755 area. And if we are doing this drop to the 5755 area and we want to do a 1:1 of this particular head and shoulder structure, it can again bring us to the 11 to the 14 area on the price chart. On the upside, I would like to see that the price goes above this 85, takes out this lower high that we have at 57.90, and once that is possible and we are overlapping with this particular bear bar from today, then it can come and hit this all-time high, and then we will see that if we keep on going up and hit those levels that we marked on the 1 hour chart, I will have those levels marked on this particular chart as well. We will also have to keep in mind that once we come up, this is the line that has been working as a resistance. This was the channel line bottom, and that has been working as a resistance, and that finally led the price to come down here. So once we go back up, once we hit this line, maybe we will get rejected again. If we do not get rejected, then the price will enter this channel and we will try and see if we are getting to the midpoint of this channel again. I will have this channel line drawn at this point of time so that we know where the midpoint exactly is. So that is all the analysis that we have for tonight. We will meet again tomorrow morning at 8:45 a.m. EST and look at what the market has done overnight and what the news bars has done to the market, and based on that we will make our trading plan. If you want to join that pre-market plan, the link to the Google Meet is given in the description below. Along with that, you will also find the links to all the read-only charts that we discussed right now. You will also find the link to our free Discord server as well as the Facebook page, and you are very welcome to join there. This is where I will end this video, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow morning. Have a great night, everyone. Bye.